Well, I think I'll go ahead and get started since this is being recorded and will be shared out. But good morning, everybody. Well, it's good morning here. It's 8 a.m. in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, here in the U.S. I'm Dr. Brooke D. Arman. I'm the Associate Director of International Student Services here at SEMO. I also serve as the PDSO and RO for the legal side of things. But one of my primary responsibilities is helping our students, our new students, throughout their orientation and new student enrollment and things like that. But I'm here today, though, to talk to you more about on-campus jobs. We all know that on-campus jobs are highly sought after as a means of financial support for international students and all college students, domestic students as well. And but one of the things though, I always have to be very upfront with students is that students cannot rely on an on-campus job only to support their finances. Students only make about $15 an hour. They can only work 20 hours or less on campus. And so, yeah, that's not that's supplemental income, but it is not enough to, fully fund your education and your living expenses and food and things like that while you're in the US. So I always give students that heads up that, there's a minimum amount of money that you can make in an on-campus job. But yeah, and then like I said, but students during the fall and spring semesters can work 20 hours on campus, and that is domestic students and international students. And they can work 40 hours a week during break periods. So, like during winter break, during that Christmas season, they can work on campus for 40 hours a week. And then during spring break in March, and let's see, they can work 40 hours a week during fall break in October, which is only 2 days, but still 2 days of 40, of adding to that, that's a full 8 hour day if you want to do that. And then, but during the summer break, now that's where students can really kind of help themselves build their pot of money. They can work 40 hours a week the entire summer. Even if they're enrolled in summer classes, they can still work 40 hours a week. So and then, of course, the big reason we talk about on-campus jobs is because off-campus jobs are not allowed for international students on an F1 visa. So that is prohibited by law that international students cannot work off campus other than a few uh, different reasons like curricular practical training that is used to get your internship hours done for a degree that you may have that requires an internship. And then there are some things like economic hardship and things like that that students can apply for after a year of being in the US, and they can work off campus if that's approved. And then, of course, optional practical training that students can apply for after they graduate that gives them at least 1 year of practical training in their degree field here in the US. And if they're in a STEM degree, they can apply for 2 more years for an extension of that. But that, I believe, is a whole nother session when we talk about off-campus work and authorizations. But today I'm just talking about on-campus jobs and how do you go about applying for those. So I've got some resources pulled up that I'm going to show you around through. But the big one is, as always, is the online pre-arrival orientation for international students. And so here I am. You access this through the Canvas page, or there's a link in my greetings email that I send often. But you'll see the link for the online orientation there. And once you've activated your SE key and you click on that link, you should be able to pull up this page and enroll yourself in the class. But here I am on the home page. Now, I will say this page may look a little different to you because you're students. I'm considered an instructor for this course, so it does look a little bit different for me, but not a lot. It does navigate the same though. So, but once you're on this home page, the easiest way to navigate it is to go over here to the left and click on modules. So that's what I'm doing now. And then you're going to get to the main module screen. I need to do something real quick. All right. And you're going to scroll down and you'll see, and and when you're working through the online orientation, I've got this set up to where I believe I have it from most important to not as important, but still important. But if you just work through this thing, one module, one session at a time, you're just clicking on each little link here and reading all about what's here. But you'll eventually get down here to, I'll keep finding it, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. All right, so we're here with begin with the end in mind. So this is actually a section of the orientation that our campus life office set up, but there's a link for career services here, and you'll click on that, and it kind of gives you a little bit of an overview of the Office of Career Services. These are employees that work in this office here for the university, and they are strictly there to help students. So they're counselors, and they're ready, and it's, as it says, they're ready to talk you through choosing and changing a major, because they're also helping you plan for your career, but they help you with your resume and cover letters. They'll do mock and interviews. They'll help you with job search and networking tools and grad school preparation. They also host career fairs and things like that. One of the big things they host is an on-campus job fair. If there are certain offices that come together and think we don't have quite enough employees yet, they'll put together an on-campus job fair, and that information gets released when they're ready to have one of those. But you would click on this career services website here. And the reason why I say start with them is because they do exist free of charge for our students. And the biggest thing I think that they help our international students with, as our international students are preparing for on-campus employment, is working with you to develop your resume and to develop your cover letter, because every job you apply for on campus is going to require that resume, and they're going to require that cover letter. And career services is going to work with you to make that very strong, and because that's our first introduction. Say if I have one student worker, and if you apply for my job and I've got to go through 100 candidates, resumes and cover letters, the ones that look good, that don't have typos, that really tell me who they are, and use good grammar, those are the ones that are getting moved to my top 10. Everybody else that I can tell have made little errors, or they just have not taken time to check through things, doesn't look professional. I've got to figure out a quick way to weed out those, So, and that's how pretty much every employer is on campus. So career services is really going to work with you to really strengthen that. And again, don't be afraid to use their services. That's why they exist on campus. But you can see on their website, they have, I need to get this one screen minimized 1 second so I can see what I'm doing. Oops, go back. Go back. I hope I can go back. Okay, internet's being a little slow today. Okay, so you can see it on their page, their little headings here, different things, but resources and tips is great one for them. But you'll go down here and look, they have a whole section here on campus employment. If you were to just click on this page, you'll see the little plus sign, but start with here, resume writing and samples. They always want you to come in with a draft of your resume and cover letter whenever you go see them, and then they'll help you kind of tweak that resume and make it look really good. But you can see all the what they have there to help you when writing those. But on campus employment, so if I click on this little plus sign, so this is giving you some links. So what is happening here? So Handshake is our platform that all on-campus jobs are listed on, the openings. So if the International Village, if we have a job opening, we have to post it on Handshake for our student workers to see. If the Office of Admissions or the Rec Services, if they have jobs that are available for students that are open, and they announce it on Handshake. So on Handshake, you would see, if you clicked on this, you would get to a platform, you would create an account, log in, and then you'll be able to search for on-campus jobs and you'll be able to apply for each on-campus job there. Like they'll have the areas to upload your resume and upload your cover letter, and and you'll fill out the application for the job. right there. And then that all goes to the supervisors at all the various locations on campus for them to see your resumes. They get your information to call you to set up interviews or however they want to handle it. But the nice thing about this page though is it has our largest, offices that employ the most number of students. So Chartwell's is our on-campus dining. So they have several locations on campus where they need students who are doing the cooking, doing the serving, doing the cleanup, doing, all sorts of things. And I love eating on campus because I would say probably 90% of their student workers are international students. Our international students really love working for them. And when I go eat on campus, it's so fun to see the international students, they're working, but at the same time we're engaging and we're talking to each other. And so it's fun. And sometimes they're like, Dr. Brooke, do you want a little extra cheese? So that's fun. But no. But Chartwell's is one of our bigger employers of students on campus. um, Information technology, our IT office there. We have a lot of international students who are in things like computer programming and cybersecurity and information technology in general majors. And they employ a lot of student workers, and sometimes those are remote work jobs. So students are actually doing their work in their dorm room on their laptop, and not having to physically go because they're just working as like as a help desk person to work with other students to troubleshoot what might be wrong with their computer. Recreation services, again, they and are the director at Rec Services. Whenever he presents various things for our international students, he's always talking about how many international students work for him. But they're there. So the Rec Services, that's our student gym, the basketball courts, the workout facilities, our swimming pool. But the student workers are just there cleaning up and maintaining and running the front desk in the lobby area. But again, another one, facilities management. Facilities management is a weird one, because same for Chartwells. So Chartwells is a partner with SEMO. It is still an on-campus employer though. Facilities management, yes, while our actual SEMO facilities management office does employ international students, most of our international students are working as custodians, the cleanup crew all over campus doing the vacuuming and emptying trash and things like that. But that's run by a company called ABM, and they are also a partner. And so if you're looking online and you're applying for a job in the custodial area, you're applying with a company called ABM. Same with if you're doing dining, you're applying with a company called Chartwells. But they are both SEMO on-campus employers. They just have a different name. And their HR is handled by their corporate office and not SEMO's corporate office. So just wanted to throw that out there in case you're seeing an application that looks a little bit different. It is okay. They are both on-campus employers. So, and then there are just several campus departments and academic offices that employ international students, and all of their job opportunities are listed on that Handshake website. And so, yeah, but that's all. These are short little sessions that we host here, but I just wanted to show you that resource today and give you a little more feedback and information about that. Does anybody have any questions? I should say paychecks are usually direct deposited to your bank account. Most students have a bank here in the U.S., like U.S. Bank or Commerce Bank or Bank of America, and most of our employers will ask for your bank account information to direct deposit to your account, and that is the most handy way to be paid. If you get a paycheck, you got to go physically take it and deposit it to the bank, or upload it on your phone, or however that works. And then when it comes to taxes, yes, student workers do pay taxes. And Dr. Kevin, my boss, our executive director here, he works with our students very closely around tax time in February, March, and April to help them file their income tax for that previous year that they would have made. that they would owe, when it comes to, working on campus. So, but yeah, anyways, we want to just give you that resource and tell you, really keep working through that online orientation, reread my greetings email. And yeah, if you still got visa appointments coming up, good luck with those. We're thankful right now for every visa we hear about, and congratulate and we celebrate with our students whenever they get those visas. So, but any questions? I don't think there's any in the chat. No. Okay. Well, okay. Well, have a good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is for you. And I hope to see you very soon. Okay. Well, bye bye.